everyone. So obviously by the title of this video, I'm going to be talking about David's disposable cameras. He announced it this past weekend that on FanJoy he has disposable cameras. I'm a little bit in between on this one. I'm just going to be honest, I did order one of these disposables just because I thought that it would be fun to make a video about it and to do a review on it, since I have talked about multiple different cameras on my channel. But for those of you who are not as versed in the photography world as I am, I just kind of wanted to give a little bit of insight into these cameras and also maybe a little bit of advice and almost kind of rant. But again, I did buy one of these cameras myself, so maybe I'm a hypocrite or something, but at the end of the day, these cameras are not worth $20, and I don't want any hardcore stands coming after me. I love David and all of his friends so much. I literally just spent $30 on one disposable camera. And I'm also not hating on these because I know how many people have to make a profit from these, so I'm not necessarily commenting about that, or I'm also not saying whether or not you should actually buy the camera yourself. I just want people to kind of think this decision through, because $30 at the end of the day really isn't that much money. But if you're strapped for money or you don't make money all the time, this is a pretty big decision, because $30 can literally buy you a whole week's worth of groceries. So obviously this camera is sold on FanJoy. It's $20, and just that alone doesn't necessarily surprise me. It's pretty much Urban Outfitters pricing. And again, I know how many people have to make money off of this product. They can't just sell it for $10 like any other disposable camera. But at the same time, it's literally just a black sticker with David's Disposable written on it. And it kind of makes me upset, because I wish that maybe they used a merch design, or even just had like one of the Beverly colors as part of the sticker instead of just black. I know that that's very on brand for David, but still, I feel like it would be kind of more fun for people to have rather than just an all black camera. And not to mention, you do have to pay for shipping and taxes, so the camera ends up being $30. One camera, $30. The film that it uses is 200 ISO Fujifilm, and there are 24 exposures. And in the grand scheme of things, $30 for that film just isn't worth it. The more expensive the film is, the more production kind of goes into making the film. If film is more prone to light leaks, or maybe it has cool effects on it, it'll end up being more money. They have blue film, pink film, yellow film, anything that you can imagine. The more kind of advanced the film is, the more expensive it's gonna be, because more chemicals go into making the film. But 200 ISO film is very basic. You can buy a 3-pack of 200 ISO Fujifilm from Amazon for $8. That might not be the biggest deal to a lot of people, but $30 for one disposable camera is expensive. And again, I'm not blaming David. They obviously had to price it this way because the sticker is personalized, but nothing else about this camera is gonna be special. With disposables, they are the perfect camera for amateurs, because the only setting that you can change on these cameras is whether or not the flash goes off. It's a fixed focus lens, and anything from probably 2 feet or 3 feet will be in focus. Basically, what I'm getting at is this camera just really isn't that special. If you're a fan, maybe you earn a lot of money each week and you have a little bit of extra money to spend, go ahead and buy the camera. But when you get it, don't expect that you're going to be getting the most amazing pictures. And it's not necessarily worth $20, because when you look at it from just a disposable standpoint, you can get this same disposable in a 2-pack for around $10. So you can get 4 times the amount of cameras than you can David's disposable, which I'm not bashing it at all because I bought one. I'm just trying to give everyone a little bit of insight. Like, don't be super quick to buy a bunch of these cameras, because at the end of the day, it's not really going to be worth it. If you were to show people these pictures, they're not going to know that you took them with David's Disposable, because it's going to look like every single other 200 ISO picture taken. I don't even think the promotional pictures that FanJoy is using to sell this camera were even pictures taken by the camera. For this whole Tennis Beverly sweatshirt like photo shoot that they had an actual photographer who used a DSLR camera. Maybe some of the pictures on David's Disposable Instagram account were taken with either David's Disposable camera or another disposable, but as far as I know, most of these promotional pictures were taken with a DSLR. They are selling you this camera by using DSLR quality pictures. That doesn't really make that much sense. Shouldn't you show what the pictures are gonna end up turning out like when you use this camera? And again, I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm pretty much 75% sure. This is pretty much what the pictures are gonna end up turning out like, because 200 ISO film is incredibly similar to one another. Certain brands are gonna look different because certain brands are a little bit more sensitive to light and this, that, and the other. But for the most part, you can look up 200 ISO film pictures and this is what they're gonna end up turning out like. Or you can even get more specific and look up 200 ISO Fujifilm and it'll end up turning out just like those pictures. So that's why I'm saying that this camera really isn't that special, because it's literally just 200 ISO film in a camera with David's Disposable written on the front of it. And I'm not saying don't go out and buy this camera. If you want to try it out, if you're maybe a fan of photography and David, and you just really want this, go ahead and buy it. I'm just saying it's not necessarily going to be worth $20. The quality, the camera itself, pretty much everything about this camera isn't really going to be worth it, because at the end of the day, you're going to be spending upwards of $40, and that's with the camera itself, the shipping, the taxes, and having to go get the film developed. It's gonna have decent pictures, you'll have fun using it, it'll be fun to tag David on Instagram, but at the end of the day, this camera isn't necessarily worth it. I wouldn't necessarily say that I would recommend having people go out and buy this camera, considering that you can get disposables of the same quality, if not maybe even better quality, from Amazon for much cheaper. I would say don't rush to get this camera. If maybe your birthday's coming up or a holiday, or wait until then, but don't be scraping up your money and trying to buy this camera as soon as you possibly can, because one, it's probably not really gonna go super fast. I haven't really seen too many people buy it, but also it's just not worth like getting that much money, you know what I mean? Like there just isn't that much hype around this camera, since there's nothing that overly special about it. Because at the end of the day, it's literally just like any other disposable camera, but with David's Disposable in white text on the front of it. It's gonna be kind of cool to have, because I don't think many people have bought it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that nobody really gets offended, but everything that I said is true. I'm still a huge fan of David. I don't think any of his merch is really necessarily overpriced. I'm just saying that as far as disposable cameras go, there are gonna be much better ones for a much better price. Any disposable is gonna take decent pictures. They're not gonna be DSLR quality, they're not gonna be the most fabulous quality, but it'll take decent pictures. So comment down below what you guys think. Did you guys buy disposable? Do you think it's dumb? Anything you want, just comment down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!